Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to have a look at some very fun Open Master League battles where I decided, well, I got this idea actually from the GOAT himself, Nerds Rising, because a little while ago I sent him some Master League battles with my Solgaleo and he said something along the lines of, is there a move that can threaten Kyogre from Solgaleo that is worth, building up to bait? And that got me thinking, because Solgaleo typically runs the moveset of Psychic Fangs and Iron Head. However, not a lot of people are probably aware, but Solgaleo actually can learn Solar Beam. So that got me thinking, right, Solar Beam to nuke all the Kyogres and Groudons that I stumble across, because they will not expect the Solar Beam. So that's what we're doing today, and I decided to team it up with the new Xerneas, because obviously it just got access to Geomancy. It's a new legacy fast move. So I wanted to take that for a test run as well, and then I also chucked a bit of Haxorus in there. So without further ado, we're going to jump straight into these battles and watch Solgaleo go on an absolute rampage, terrorizing the Open Master League with Solar Beam. And here we go, leading into the first battle. We lead our Solgaleo into Garchomp. This is like a questionable matchup really. It kind of depends on what fast move they're running, and they are running Mudshot. So we're going to bring in our Haxorus. The opponent is going to respond with basic bitch Dialga, as the GOAT himself, Jamie Finn, usually says. They're going to shield up our Earthquake and get the farm down of our Haxorus. Probably would have been better to go for the Breaking Swipe, because they would have been debuffed then. And probably could have got 2 off as well, but anyways, doesn't really matter. We're going to come in with Solgaleo after waiting out switch slot. Tank the Draco Meteor. That does over half of our health. Even though it is resisted, that's absolutely wild to me, honestly. And we do have enough for the Solar Beam. Now we're going to shield up the Iron Head. It would put us very, very low, and we want to save that energy if possible. Now we're going to pivot into the Xerneas. They come back in with a Garchomp, and then they're going to meet our Xerneas with Melmetal in the back. Melmetal going for the Rock Slide here. They are not running double Iron Batch, and Xerneas very comfortably can tank that damage, and now is going to farm up to the back-to-back close combats. I decided here to go for proper fast move timing, so I go for the extra, and I was double debuff, so that Rock Slide would have done quite a lot of damage, although it would not have been lethal. Firing off the second close combat now, and the third, back-to-back to take care of the Melmetal. Melmetal is going to go down, and now we're going to combo play with the Solgaleo. Solar Beam does big damage onto the Garchomp, and now going to throw the Psychic Fangs. Don't really care if this is on alignment, because just want to get this damage off to the Garchomp, and Solgaleo farms down, emerging victorious. Love to see it. Thank you for the game, sir. Into the next match here, we lead Solgaleo into Dragonite. This is a great matchup for Solgaleo, honestly, because all of Dragonite's moves bar the Superpower are resisted, and Superpower is only normal damage. But we actually make a savage catch, saying no, you're not going to land neutral damage with the Superpower onto Solgaleo. You can land it on our Xerneas instead. Xerneas farming up, going for the Moonblast here. I accidentally threw on alignment there. That's not ideal whatsoever. So recognizing that they had the energy lead, I'm just going to let my Xerneas go to the Sacred Fire. And this is quite painful, but now not too bad, because Haxorus has a pretty good matchup here actually. And we're just going to send in, and even though these counters are resisted, we can look to massively overfarm on energy here and throw on 7 here for optimal fast move timing. Going for the Breaking Swipe here, the opponent is going to commit the shield, wanting to get either our shield or land big damage with this Brave Bird. Ho-Oh full sends the Brave Bird, so we can look for the full resisted counter farm down, and in the back they're going to come back in with the Dragonite. We unload the first Breaking Swipe into Dragonite, and now we're going to make another disrespectful savage catch of this Dragonite, just making a mockery of the Dragonite at this point. That's 2 catches, catching the resisted charge moves, and now they're going to respond with their own Haxorus. Haxorus is going to take the damage from our Psychic Fangs, and they can go over for a Night Slash here, but Night Slash is not enough to KO, so they're going to have to take another Psychic Fangs to the face here, and they don't want to shield, but they're going to have to start shielding, because look how low they are, and they are double debuffed too. So now we have the back-to-back Breaking Swipes loaded on our Haxorus. The first Breaking Swipe will take care of their Haxorus, and the second, the Dragonite. And that is a good game, so well played to you, sir. Into the third battle here, we lead into Togekiss. A great lead for us. The opponent is immediately going to send in Melmetal, and we will answer their Melmetal with our Haxorus. Haxorus tanks the Rock Slide here, and we're going to farm up to the Earthquake. Melmetal already at the second Rock Slide here, but Haxorus can survive this, so we're going to let this go through, and now fire off the Breaking Swipe bait here based on the fact that if they shield, which they do, we can now send another breaking swipe here. And although these are resisted by Melmetal, you will see that they still add up a lot, and the opponent uses both shields, and we still outpace winning CMP over Melmetal and take them out with the third breaking swipe, winning switch and both shields. The opponent in absolute shambles right now. Solgaleo does not have Iron Head here, but Psychic Fangs is going to quickly start adding up on this Togekiss. As you can see here, they will reach a Flamethrower, but we can very comfortably just shield this and farm down. But in the back, it's Kyogre. Right here, a Solar Beam would have about KO'd, but I wasn't sure. This was my first game where I had ran into a Kyogre, and I just wanted to guarantee the knockout. So I go for the Psychic Fangs, and now I'm full sending the Solar Beam. Solar Beam going to be vanquishing this Kyogre off the face of the earth. And now we're just going to bring in the Xerneas, outpace to the Moonblast, and Moonblast will be getting rid of this pesky Togekiss. Begone, thought! Absolutely lovely stuff. Well played, sir. Into the next match here, we lead into another Dragonite here. And as I said before, all charge moves are resisted by the superpower, which is only neutral damage and non-stab, so doesn't do anything. The opponent actually baits with a Dragon Claw there, very questionable. Now we're going to go for a Psychic Fangs here, looking to lower the defense of this Dragonite. Dragonite will go for another charge move here. We commit the shield. It is the superpower this time around, and now they're going to send in Metagross. We're going to bank the Solar Beam for later and then respond with a Haxorus. Haxorus can tank a Meteor Mash here, although it isn't very comfortable, and Haxorus is not going to be able to make the Earthquake, so just going to have to settle for the Breaking Swipe. Breaking Swipe will get a bit of chip damage onto the Metagross and lower their attack. And Xerneas doesn't really want to see this, so we're going to come in with the Solgaleo and go for the Psychic Fangs here. Psychic Fangs will grab a shield from the opponent, and we will commit the shield just in case they reach the Earthquake. I wasn't particularly counting here, but they do not. And then they send back in the Dragonite, and we're going to pivot into our Xerneas. Xerneas completely hardballs Dragonite. Every single move is resisted. They are going for Superpower, which is only single resisted, unlike the Dragon Claw. But these Dragon Breaths are doing absolutely no damage. Moonblast going to take care of the Dragonite. And let's see, what is the opponent going to do here? They come back in with the Metagross, and Xerneas going to go straight for the close combat to get rid of this Metagross. In the back, it's Mamoswine. Xerneas outpacing to the close combat. We're going to throw on good fast move timing of a 3-turn versus 2-turn, which is 1, 3, 5, and 7. And then the combo play with Solgaleo to absolutely decimate that Mamoswine off the face of the earth. So, well played to you, sir. Into the next match here, we see Kyogre on the lead into our Solgaleo, and oh my goodness, they do not throw a move. Do they know? I don't think they know. Solar Beam one-shots Kyogre from full health, and now the opponent is going to bring in Zacian. Zacian will reach a charge move here. I am going to look to shield and throw the Psychic Fangs just in case they debuff themselves, and then obviously I can force a shield, but that's fine. They still shield the Psychic Fangs anyway, and now we're going to go for another Psychic Fang. Solgaleo has done his job and absolutely murked that Kyogre into oblivion. They're going to have to throw a move here to deny us our third Psychic Fangs. Play Rough is resisted, but going to be enough to knock us out, and now we bring in Xerneas. Xerneas will reach the close combat, but loses CMP to Zacian there. Play Rough is tanked by Xerneas, and now we're going to look to fully undercharge it because I recognise my mistake. The opponent will shield the close combat though anyway. As we see my phone reach 10% charge, this is quite dire, but now firing off the Moonblast into the opponent. Going to throw one switch and then catch onto our Haxorus. Looking to fully sack the Haxorus here. Begone Haxorus as the third shield used, and now we can reach a Moonblast on the CMP tie. In hindsight, I really messed this up because I should have farmed 2 back-to-back close combats here, as you will find out very soon. Zacian's going to come back in, outpace by 3 turns. So 1 fast move and take us out there, unfortunately. So very, very close game. Should have banked double close combats and I would have won. But anyways, in the next battle, we lead into Dialga on our Solgaleo. They're going to save switch into Mewtwo, and we're going to bring in Haxorus. Haxorus fires off the first breaking swipe. That's going to be no shielded by the opponent, and now we can tank a side strike, but they have 2 side strikes anyway, so we're going to shield the first and just tank the second. It doesn't really matter, it's the same result anyways, and now Haxorus will fire off the next breaking swipe here, looking to gain switch advantage or shield advantage. The opponent will let it go through though, and farm us down with Dialga, giving us switch advantage. We're going to bring in Solgaleo and look to start loading up on Psychic Fangs into the opponent, just chunking them down with the fire spins essentially. Draco Meteor being sent by the Dialga here, and that does a huge amount of damage. Solgaleo going to look to debuff this Giratina Origin that has just come in before we pivot back out into Xerneas. Xerneas farming up here the Geomancy, putting on a nice Rave Light show for the fans here. And now Giratina will reach a Shadow Ball. We're going to throw one and then go for the kill shot with the Moonblast. Moonblast will be shielded by the opponent, and we see an attack debuff that is very, very nice. As now Xerneas can survive an ominous wind, but we're going to shield it up just to save some health. Xerneas going for the next Moonblast here. This will be lethal. There he goes. Goodbye Giratina, and now Dialga comes back in. We make the close combat. They are energy dry in close combat, going to be deleting the Dialga. And that is a very well played, sir, so thank you so much for the game. Into this next match here, we see another Dragonite lead for our Solgaleo, and like I said, great matchup for us. There's not really much more to say. We're going to just go for the Psychic Fangs, looking to overfarm every time we go for the Psychic Fangs here, just so we can slowly work towards the close combat. I farm up there, I wait a turn and look to catch a Side Strike onto my Xerneas, but why would they even go for a Side Strike against me there? So, a bit silly of me really, but anyways, going to go for the Moonblast here on Xerneas right now. That's going to put Mewtwo at 1 HP, and now we can very comfortably shield this next move up. They're actually going for Shadow Balls here. Side Strike would do more damage, but just going to shield them up and then take switch advantage. Kyogre comes in, and we are going to fire off the Moonblast before they would make a Surf. They're going to fully Waterfall farm us down, and now we're going to send in Xerneas. The opponent, we're going to let them throw a move. They are running Blizzard. That was my plan, just to get rid of Xerneas at that point, because I know they only have Dragonite in the back, so my win con here is Solgaleo. Solgaleo with the Solar Beam can one-shot Kyogre from full health, as you're all aware now. But anyways, Dragonite going to go for the Hurricane, and I'm going to farm up a ton of energy and then go for the Psychic Fangs here onto Dragonite. Psychic Fangs will be lethal. The opponent has a shield. One win con here. Do they know? Solar Beam deletes Kyogre off the face of the earth. The opponent tries to call a pitiful Iron Head, and we take that game, so well played. In the next match here, we lead into a Groudon. So this is a very decent matchup, because even if the opponent baits like they did here and we shield the bait, we still outpace to the Solar Beam. Solgaleo going for the Solar Beam. Solar Beam going to be one-shotting the Groudon again from full health. The opponent does not respect the damage, and now they send in Lugia. Solgaleo is going for the Psychic Fangs here. That will start to lower the defense of this Lugia. They are very, very bulky, but these defense drops are going to add up massively in the long term, proving to be very helpful for getting rid of this pesky flying dragon thing. Whatever, Lord of the Sea, I don't know. Is Lugia the Lord of the Sea? I'm not really sure. I thought that was Kyogre, but anyways, the opponent now going to pivot into Rayquaza. When we send in Xerneas by accident, they send in Rayquaza, so a bit questionable. Going to go for the Moonblast. I was anticipating the shield there, but I thought I would charge it just in case they didn't. But anyways, yeah, they're going to just keep going for breaking swipes here. These are double resisted by Xerneas, and now we can look to farm to 100 energy, and now I'm actually going to go for a close combat bait. A bit of a questionable play here by me, because it will lower my defense. And yeah, you will see here the opponent does not shield the close combat, so we're going to farm up and just go for the kill shot with the Moonblast. The Rayquaza will let Moonblast go through, and now in comes Lugia. We're going to keep farming up here. We're going to shield up this, whatever this move is. It is the Sky Attack. Xerneas going to go over farm a bit here and then go for the Moonblast. There is no optimal fast move timing when it is the same turn from both you and your opponent, as they will always be able to sneak through, so there's no point trying to throw on a specific number. The opponent full sends the Aeroblast, and surprisingly Xerneas actually can tank an Aeroblast from that health. I did not expect that, but the opponent will get the boost, but it does not matter because Xerneas came in, unloaded that Moonblast, and then farms him down with the Rave fast move. Very nice. Moving into the next game here, we see another Dragonite on the lead. Solgaleo farming up, going to go for the Psychic Fangs here. Psychic Fangs going to start to lower the defense of this Dragonite. Solgaleo going straight for the next Psychic Fangs here, looking to force a shield from the opponent potentially, and the opponent does shield. So, Dragonite will reach a superpower. We're going to shield up the superpower here, and now their attack has been lowered, so we can just let the rest of them go through. because they will have to keep debuffing themselves. The opponent farming up a lot of energy here, and now we're going to go for the kill shot here. Dragonite lets it go, and we take switch advantage. In the back, they have Groudon. Groudon will make a move. We shield this up, and we make the Solar Beam here. Solgaleo makes the Solar Beam. Does the opponent know? They don't know. They never have, and they never do. Solgaleo one-shots Groudon with the Solar Beam, and in the back, it's Melmetal. Melmetal is not running double Iron Bash, and this is a GG. Xerneas makes it to the close combat. This first close combat will do big damage onto the Melmetal, and all we need now is one more close combat. They still reach a Rock Slide, but it does not KO. Xerneas is actually very, very tanky. And Xerneas able to grab the shield here with the next close combat and outpace to the third close combat. And this will be securing us the dub. So well played to the opponent. Thank you for the game. Into the next battle here. I believe this is the last battle. We have Groudon on the lead once again. And as you are all aware by now, plenty of Groudon and Kyogre were harmed in the making of this video. We're going to shield the Precipice Blades and full send the Solar Beam once again. Solar Beam, goodbye Groudon. Get absolutely one-tapped, and now they're going to bring in a Giratina Origin. We're going to go straight for the Psychic Fangs here, looking to debuff their defense. Psychic Fangs connecting onto the Giratina. Could have thrown another Psychic Fangs there, but I was trying to throw on good fast move timing, so I didn't throw. And yeah, they're going to throw their energy, that's fine. So we bring in Xerneas, and then they're going to safe switch into Lugia. Haxorus doesn't really want to take the Dragon Tails here, so that's fine. Just going to look to fire off Moonblast after Moonblast into this Lugia, and this is looking good for us. They're going to full send the Aeroblast, and we correctly shield it. That is a big shield. And now Xerneas going to fire off the Moonblast into the Lugia, getting them into the red. Lugia will be outpaced here by Xerneas, and we actually win CMP there. I believe that was a CMP tie. We win CMP over Lugia, take them out with Moonblast, and now in comes Giratina. Giratina will full send the Shadow Ball. That's going to put us into the red. And Xerneas able to make it to another Moonblast here, putting in so much work. That's going to grab the shield by the opponent. And that was actually a CMP tie. So absolutely amazing for us. They dump all that energy, and now we send in Haxorus. Haxorus will be able to make the breaking swipe here, and Giratina will make a move, but Haxorus can actually tank a Shadow Ball, and we make it to back-to-back breaking swipes. First breaking swipe, going to get the shield from the opponent, and the second breaking swipe, as you can see here, going to end this Giratina's whole career. Get absolutely rinsed, and thank you for the game. And that is going to be the last battle that we have for today, guys, and I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and comment if you're enjoying the content, and also make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell for notifications when I post a new video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.